Hello and welcome back to Every Recap Ever. Today we are seeing a superhero movie called Virgo and the Sparkling. Do subscribe for more such recaps and let's go. We meet a young girl, Riani, who's apparently late for her school. She has her exams today and luckily the examiner allows her inside. She's having a hard time during her exam. Suddenly she notices some sparks coming from her body and hides it. After the exam, while handing her answer sheet, it suddenly lights on fire. Riani even tries to blow out the fire, but it just doesn't work. Oh, and everyone is shocked seeing this scene. Later, her parents pick her up and they get suspicious of her. I mean, they suspect that she might have started smoking cigarettes and accidentally burned her answer sheet. So she is now going to join a new school and apparently it's her third time changing schools. As she arrives, she witnesses some mean girls bullying other girls. Meanwhile, in a city, we see a random person watching a mysterious video. Suddenly, a black smoke appears from the phone and possesses him. Coming back to Riani, she notices some sparks flying in the air and follows it. It leads to a music room. Well, Riani has some magical powers. She can see the aura of people and instruments. She then starts singing and sparks start flying around her. Riani then notices that someone is watching her and meets Sazmi and Monica. Apparently, they were watching her from the start and even saw the sparks around her. Riani just changes the topic. So it turns out these girls are searching for a vocalist for their rock band, and they feel Riani is a perfect fit for them. Riani is a little hesitant at first, but they try to convince her saying that they have the potential to become as popular as Scorpion Girls. Oh, Scorpion Girls is actually another famous music group. During this conversation, another girl from their band, Ussi, comes to meet them. So according to her, her singing is good for chill music rather than rock. I mean, she is not ready to accept Riani in the group, but Monica ignores her and says that they will talk soon. During lunch break, Sazmi invites her to sit with them. Ussi is definitely not happy seeing Riani. They officially introduce each other. Monica is a drummer, Ussi is a pianist, and Sazmi is their manager. They invite her for a music session. Ussi is still against the idea of letting her join, but Riani asks her to at least let her try. The next day, Riani comes to the studio but hesitates to go inside. Suddenly rain starts pouring and she tries to find a shelter. I mean, she could have gone inside to protect her from the rain.
Women.
A guy named Leo comes and offers his umbrella. The time stops as they look at each other. Apparently he is also going in the studio, so he helps her reach there and leaves. Later, Riani tries to play electric guitar, but she just fumbles a lot of times. Ussi loses her last bit of remaining hopes and assumes she is not fit for it. Monica then starts playing the drums and suddenly Riani starts showing her talent. She starts getting the hang of it and both other girls also join them. They get all in sync and start enjoying this new bond friendship. Meanwhile, Leo notices them playing from the other side. He gets happy seeing Riani singing and clicks a picture of her. After the session, they see their favorite band coming to the studio, the Scorpion Girls. The girls get overwhelmed seeing the lead singer Carmine and other members. Riani then learns that Leo is the photographer for Scorpion Girls. Later, Riani officially joins their group. They try to come up with a suitable name for their group. Apparently, everyone in the group is born in the month of September. So they decide to name the band the Virgos. The group will start practicing at Ussi's house. The next day, Riani gets shocked seeing her house. Apparently, she has her own studio. Sazmi then tells them about a reality show called Stardom and their upcoming audition. They need to send a video for the auditions. Even Scorpion Girls are preparing to join this show. Everyone is a little nervous hearing about Scorpion Girls. However, Sazmi then somehow motivates them and they start practicing. During their session, the same sparks start coming from Riani and she tries to hide it. Sazmi notices Ussi's father coming home and they pretend like nothing happened. So her father doesn't want her to follow rock music and only practice classic music. So later girls decide to wear masks and costumes for the audition, so that nobody can see them. After the preparations, Riani arrives home. She learns that a lot of teenagers are getting possessed by watching an unknown video. These teenagers are attacking their family in the process. Even though Riani doesn't believe this story, her parents ask her to take care of herself. The next day, the three of the girls arrive at Sazmi's house and witness a horrifying scene. Sazmi is possessed and she is trying to attack her mother. They try to stop her but fail. Suddenly, a fire comes out of Riani and recovers Sazmi from the possession. She becomes normal but gets hit by a vehicle in the process. Later, an ambulance arrives and leaves for the hospital. Ussi and Monica get shocked seeing her power. So it turns out that she was gifted since childhood and has been hiding her powers from everyone. The sparks from earlier are actually fire, and also she can see the color of sound and emotions. For honesty, it represents blue. For lying it is gray, and for evil it is black. Well, Sasmi had black aura when she was possessed. After some days, the group learns that Sasmi doesn't remember how she ended up being possessed. They realize that Scorpion Girls made their audition video, so they need to hurry up. Later, they finally choose an outfit and start with their audition video. Their video turns out to be a massive hit. During the school, Riani and the group try to help two girls who got possessed. She initially fails to bring out her fire, but after some motivation from the girls, she successfully manifests her fire and saves both the girls. Later, Riani's friends help her learn how to control her power. They even make her their own gas oven.
Sorry.
How funny. But her power goes out of control and burns everything away. Later during the school, the group learns that the two girls got possessed by watching an unknown video. To test if it is true, they decide to watch. If something happens, Riani is there to protect them. They start getting possessed and Riani quickly saves them. They realize they have seen the guy from the video is Leo's social media posts. Riani quickly goes to the club to find Leo. He recognizes her from the studio. Oh, and Carmine is jealous seeing Leo with another girl. Riani brings him outside and the group starts asking about the video, but apparently he doesn't know anything. He notices the picture and tells them that he knows the guy and his name is Juna. Suddenly, Carmine comes outside to take him with her. However, he gives some excuse and asks her to leave. He then tells the group that he can find the guy in the picture and Riani decides to go with him. As they reach the location, Juna runs and they start chasing him. Riani notices her fire is coming back up, so she tries to extinguish it. Basically, she doesn't want Leo to see her powers. Leo then comes back saying that he lost him. He notices Riani hurt her leg, so he carries her. After some days, Riani is finally able to control her power. She even shows this to her friends. She also tries to help people in the city who get possessed. Yeah, she is acting like a part-time superhero. After some days, while they are practicing, Riani gets pain in her back. Her friends notice some weird mark on her back. They suspect it might be because of her using too much power. Later, she meets Leo and apparently he hasn't found Juna since that day. He then shows her inside his photo gallery. It is clear that they have some sparks between them. Carmine calls Leo and accidentally the call gets received. She hears the conversation between them and starts getting more jealous. Later, she returns home and learns that her parents got attacked by possessed children. She deduces that someone might have figured out her power and is trying to attack her family. Sasmi then gets an email saying that they got a chance to perform live at a small event. As they are performing, they notice Juna getting possessed by a mysterious person. He then tries to attack Riani. She transfers her power from mic to speaker and saves Juna. The mystery person then tries to attack everyone around. She stops the event and chases after the person but loses him or her. After some days, Riani ignores her practice and tries to save the people in the city. Meanwhile, Sasmi and the others wait for their stardom results. Fortunately, they get selected, but now they are also worried about Riani not coming for practice. On the other hand, Leo learns about Riani's power while she was saving the people. He even tries to call her, but she rejects. Later, Riani notices that her scar is growing day by day. The next day, Asi and the others try to practice but feel empty since Riani is not there with them, as stardom is right around the corner. They even have a fight among themselves regarding this issue. Later, Riani comes to meet the girls and learns that nobody is ready to perform at stardom. Meanwhile, Riani's parents watch a video of her saving people. They even scold her for using her powers. So it turns out the more power she uses, the weaker she gets. That basically explains the mark on her back. And her parents also know about her powers from the start. After some days, Leo meets Riani and informs her that more different videos are circulating among teenagers. So they make a plan to combine all the videos and watch it. Suddenly Carmine comes and asks her to stay away from Leo.
Ate Mama Leo.
That was a good answer and it definitely irritates Carmine even more. Later, while watching the video, Leo starts getting possessed. However, Riani saves him on time. They figure that people are getting possessed by not watching but by listening to the video. Turns out the voice is actually of Carmine's. The group quickly go to confront her and she finally reveals her evil self. She possesses Leo and Sasmi, but Riani manages to free them. Apparently, Carmine's childhood was not good. Being abandoned by their parents, she ended up being evil. She has developed hate for all the parents because of this, and she is planning to possess the entire city by performing in the stardom. Carmine even tries to invite Riani into her team, but she rejects the offer. Riani has no choice but to go to the stardom and stop her. They try to get the group back together. Asi even convinces her dad to let her join the rock band. Everyone puts on their headphones and gets ready. However, Carmine has locked all the doors to the concert. We can see that Carmine has possessed all the authorities from the show and taken over the building. Riani opens the door using her powers. As they begin broadcasting, Carmine starts her plan by possessing everyone with her voice. Riani and the others start fighting and try to reach Carmine. She then enters the broadcasting room and closes the broadcast. However, Carmine figures out her plan and turns on the broadcast. This leads to a big chaos in the entire city. Riani starts fighting the possessed people. She somehow reaches to Carmine. After fighting for a while, Riani's friends get possessed by Carmine and they all try to attack her. Suddenly, a blue flame comes out from her, and through that all of them get cured. She then attacks Carmine and finally defeats her. Everyone comes into their senses and tries to wake Riani. However, she is still unconscious. Leo holds her hand and suddenly a blue aura comes out of his body. He concludes that the blue flame he got attacked with earlier is going back to Riani. After some time, she wakes up. Monica gets an idea of curing everyone by broadcasting Riani's voice. However, Riani is still in a weakened state due to loss of energy. Leo comes with a plan and asks the people who got hit with her blue flames to return her energy. Everyone lines up and starts giving her the energy. She finally performs the song and successfully cures the entire city. After some days, their band gets popular. Leo starts photographing for the Virgos and even their parents now support them. However, we see Carmine has run away from the prison.